Hi children, good morning. This is Aruna Rajaputra with today's social studies topic, the revolt of 1857 for class 5 CBSE. India was known as the Golden Bird. This name was given because of its wealth and prosperity. In the past, India was known all over the world for its riches. India's wealth and goods like spices, silk, cotton and gold attracted many European traders, the first being the Portuguese. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese sailor, was the first to discover the sea route to India via the Cape of Good Hope, the southernmost point of Africa in AD 1498. He landed at Calicut, now Kozhikode, on the western coast of Kerala. This opened the doors for the Portuguese settlers and the traders, and they started trading with India. Soon they had a monopoly over the spice trade and amassed huge wealth from India. He is Vasco da Gama, children. Here you can see the Vasco da Gama. He was the first to discover the sea route to India via the Cape of Good Hope, that is the southernmost point of Africa, in AD 1498. He landed at Calicut, now Kozhikode, on the western coast of Kerala, and this opened the doors for the Portuguese settlers and the traders, and they started trading with India. East India Company, children. Towards the end of the 16th century, other European countries also decided to exploit the Indian shores. The Dutch, British and French tried to gain a foothold in India. In the end, British came out victorious and succeeded in throwing out every other European power. In 1600, a British trading concern by the name of East India Company established its first trading center at Surat. Here you can see the Surat. With the permission of this Mughal Emperor Jahangir, they set up their trading centers at Madras, that is Chennai, here Calcutta, which is called now Kolkata, and here Mumbai, Bombay, now which is called Mumbai. They had this East India Company had huge godowns at these places. Later on, they built forts and started keeping their own army with the excuse to protect these godowns. Now, Battle of Plassey. At that time, Siraj-ud-Dowlah, he was the Nawab of Bengal and did not like the British, started fortifying Calcutta and ordered the removal of British army from Bengal. But the British paid no heed to his warnings. Siraj-ud-Dowlah, being a powerful leader, declared a war against the British, which led to the Battle of Plassey in the year 1757, in which Siraj-ud-Dowlah was defeated and put to the death. After this battle, the British became very powerful in Bengal, children. This is the scene from Battle of Plassey in 1757 AD. This is after the Battle of Plassey. In this you can see Robert Clive with Mir Jafar after the Battle of Plassey. So 7 years later, in 1764, British won another battle, that is the Battle of Buxar. Finally, the Bengal came under the British rule. So now the expansion of British power. Hereafter, the British started conquering other parts of India. Gradually, they were not content with being mere traders but wanted to rule the whole of India. With the downfall of Mughal Empire in India, many regional provinces had emerged and were busy fighting with each other over petty concerns. Taking this as an advantage, using their divide and rule policy, British conquered nearly the whole of India. They signed many treaties with the kings and in the name of giving them comforts and pensions and annexed their kingdoms. He is Lord Dalhousie. Lord Dalhousie, the British officer, introduced the policy of doctrine of lapse to take over various kingdoms. According to this British policy, if the king died without a direct heir, his kingdom would be annexed by the British. For instance, Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi was not allowed to declare her adopted child the ruler of Jhansi. Due to this policy, many regions of India came under the British rule. This injustice caused unhappiness among the Indians. Being it the kings or the Nawabs, the farmers or the traders, all were unhappy with the British rule. There were a number of revolts in various parts of the country from 1816 to 1857, but these were easily crushed by the British. At last, there was a mutiny which is called Sepoy Mutiny in the year 1857, which is also known as the Revolt of 1857 or the First War of Indian Independence. Circumstances that led to the Revolt of 1857, and first circumstances, discontent among the farmers over the cotton. Although after the Industrial Revolution, the British had set up large cotton mills in Britain, yet they could not grow cotton there due to the cold climatic conditions. They forced farmers to grow cotton instead of food crops and sell it to the Britishers at very low prices. Britishers used cotton as a raw material to make cotton clothes at their mills. They sold the cotton clothes to the people back in India at very high prices. This way, they earned huge profits by exploiting the Indian farmers. Many farmers and their families starved in India. Here you can see a cotton mill in England and an Indian farmer's poor conditions. Okay, children. Next, discontent of the farmers over the indigo. Also, the farmers in the Bihar-Bengal region were forced to grow indigo, a plant out of which a blue dye used to dye the cotton clothes was obtained instead of growing the crops for their daily requirements. Here you can see the indigo factory. They were then forced to sell it to the British at a very low price. Since the Indian farmers had no use of this crop, that is indigo, and they were not being paid well for it, they became very poor. And the next reason, discontent among the weavers and the traders. The weaver industry suffered a lot under the British rule. The weavers were not allowed to start their own mills or factories. Also, they were not allowed to sell their clothes to any trader other than the British. This meant less profit for the weavers. Mill-made cloth was sent to the India from the Britain. It was cheaper of good quality, as it was cheaper and of good quality as compared to the hand-woven cloth. It took over the Indians market as well as the handloom industry of India suffered gradually. The Indian handloom industry was closed down, leaving the weavers helpless and in a turmoil, that is confusion. Here you can see the cottage industry and the beginning of the revolt, children. The greased cartridges incident was the immediate cause of the revolt of 1857. The rumor was spread that grease of the cartridges whose end had to be bitten off before loading the newly introduced Enfield rifle was made of beef or pig fat. This hurt the religious feelings of both the Hindus and Muslims. The Hindus consider the cow a sacred animal and the Muslims consider pig as unclean. Here, this maps and the picture shows the revolt of 1857. Here you can see main centers of the first war of independence. First started at Meerut, spread to Delhi, Bareilly, Lucknow, Kanpur, Gwalior, Jhansi, Jabalpur, Barakpur, Kittur, Vellore, all these places. And Indian states during the revolt of 1857, this map shows. Black color shows the states in rebellion. Indigo color shows states loyal to the British with army in rebellion. Blue color shows states aiding the British. Brown color shows British areas affected by the rebellions. Green color shows the areas neutral states. And the yellow color extent of the British territories. The revolt of 1857 is also called as Sepoy Mutiny or the first war of independence. Here you can see the revolt of 1857. He is Mangal Pandey, an Indian soldier in the British army, fired the first shot of the revolt of 1857. This is a scene of 1857, Jhansi Lakshmi Bai along with the kid. Okay. So the greased cartridges incident was the immediate cause of the revolt of 1857. On May 10th, 1857 at Meerut, the Indian soldiers refused to use these cartridges and revolted against the British. Mangal Pandey, an Indian soldier in the British army, was the first sepoy to attack his senior British officer. The Hindus and Muslims united and revolted against the British. Different leaders led the revolt in their own areas. Azimullah Khan, Kunwar Singh, here is Nana Sahib, Begum Hazrat Mahal, Tantiya Tope, Nana Sahib Peshwa again, Rani Lakshmi Bai. All these his leaders, they marched to the Delhi where Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal emperor, was persuaded to lead the revolt and was nominated as the commander-in-chief. But the revolt was failure of the revolt. However, the British army was much more well organized than the Indians. They had better weapons and trained soldiers who managed to crush the revolt. For this, they used cruel methods. The sepoys were imprisoned and made to do hard work. Many were tied to the mouth of the guns or the tanks and blown up. The two sons of Bahadur Shah Zafar were killed while the king himself was captured and kept in Myanmar, earlier known as Burma. This put an end to the Mughal Empire. The revolt, which continued for almost 2 years, finally came to an end. Result, that is the outcome of the revolt of 1857. Though the revolt failed, it was a turning point in the history of India. The British were alarmed by the revolt. The rule of East India Company came to an end. India was placed under the direct control of the British Crown. The British government declared Queen Victoria as the Empress of India and also appointed a representative of the Queen to rule over India. He was called the Viceroy. Even though the revolt failed, children, Indians were inspired by the chivalry of those who fought against the British. The educated Indians realized that the British wanted to keep India poor and backward. Thus, the Indians were united by the feeling of patriotism. They started organizing themselves and made preparations to overthrow the British. And the continuation part of this revolt of 1857, click the link in the description, children. Task 1, children, for this video. Mark the main centers of the revolt of 1857 on the India outline map. Task 2, write few sentences about your 1857 revolt favorite freedom fighter. And task 3, find the names of the leaders of the revolt from the grid. Then write a paragraph on them. Here the leaders are given who are discussed in this video. So try to identify the leader's name in this grid and try to write few sentences or a paragraph about that leader. Thank you all, children. Have a nice day.